Hello everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafty Me. I am Charlena, and today I just want to do a couple of Halloween projects. I was in the Dollar Tree and I saw that in the Dollar Tree they now have vinyl. And I decided I wanted to see how their vinyl worked and if it was worth buying. I have this little cauldron here that I found in the Target dollar spot. It was $3, and I decided I would take this vinyl and put a little saying on it. I wanted to say coffee brewing to put next to the coffee pot and try it out to see how the Dollar Tree vinyl works. They do have a lot of vinyl colors at Dollar Tree, and I did honestly buy them all. Between me and you, I bought them all the colors they had, because I figured even if they wasn't great, they would be good enough for a project that you only want to use for the day or have up for a short while. But I wanted to see how they work, so I bought them. They have permanent vinyl, and they had transfer tape, which I thought was super cool. I have used contact paper as transfer tape, so I'm thinking that the transfer tape at least should be pretty good. So I also have, so to go along with this, I have this little mug that I also just want to put a little saying on. I'm just going to put it all in the silver vinyl to see how I like how it works. I've already designed what I want to put on my cauldron and on my mug. So for now, let's just get started. Well, let me just tell you real quick some of the details. Let's see. It says it's a 12-inch by 48-inch vinyl paper. I've never used the vinyl from the Dollar Tree, but I figured it would be fun to try it out. It's nice and shiny. It's very, very shiny. That I have to say. It's very shiny. And, you know, the glitter is not rubbing off, which is pretty cool too. And like I said, it says it's 12 inches by 48 inches. So I'm just going to cut this down to be able to put on my mat to get started. I am going to use the Cricut Joy because the projects are pretty small. Okay, so I will have to admit though that it is pretty thin. But I cut it down. I'm just going to add it to the mat and then let it cut. Alright, so let's bring in the Cricut Joy. Okay, so admittedly, this might have been a fail because some of it, oh, this is not good. It started to really cut straight through the paper. Straight through the back end. So there, oh, this is not good. It's not good at all. Huh. Maybe I could redo it with, see look, it's even peeling right there. Well, I'm just going to peel it off. There's nothing else I can do now. can say this. I guess weeding it would be easy since it cut straight through. Let's see if this is even salvageable. Alright, so I pretty much lost my little bubbles. Okay. This is something that I really probably wouldn't have done before. I'm not going to worry about the little circles. I can retry those. Let's give the transfer tape a try. As we can see, we weren't able to fully pull it up off the mat without it lifting up on its own. It just cut right through that paper. It cut right through the backing. I didn't show y'all the vinyl. I've already cut a piece off. But here we go. You can kind of see it like wrinkling right there. So it doesn't stick to the back of this vinyl. To the back of their paper either. This is how much I've cut off. I'm about to cut that down. Hopefully, yeah, I think this is good enough. But here we go. Let's see how the vinyl, the transfer tape works out. It is thin. It's really thin. But for $1, well, we can't really worry about it. Let's do our best to see how much we can actually pick up. Oh, let me get the little scraping tool. Alright. I'm just gonna use this to see if we can, how much of this we can actually lift up. See how it works. Well, I lifted that part up and lifted up that first little bubble. It is picking it up. It's gonna pick up as much as I can get up with it. As you can see, it started picking up part of the paper as well, but that would just mean you can't reuse it. Not a big deal. There. Okay, so there we go. It did pick it up. Uh-oh. Even though it picked up some of the paper with it. Let's see, trying to find something where you can see that. Here's a black background. So you can see where it picked up some of the paper as well, but it did do a good job picking up the vinyl. And just gonna put it down. We're gonna just take the little chalkboard sign off. I'm not gonna clean this or anything because it's chalkboard. Let's just see how it looks going down. Wait, let me stick that down. Here's our little sign. Let's just try to get it centered on there the best way we can. As you can see, I keep lifting up the B. That's not sticking on it too well. Okay, so let's just try and put this down. This is a little dingy, guys, because I use it to clean. I use it to clean my mats. So just excuse that. Okay. So there we go. I lost most of my little dots, but it doesn't really matter too bad, since it's all one color for real anyway. But it was when it was lifting off. And yeah, it's still sticky. But there we go. Doesn't look bad. The vinyl is really thin, but it's still cool. I think it's worth $1. It's definitely, without a doubt, worth $1. And it sticks. Yeah. So I also have this mug that I'm going to use. I will say that I don't think with the vinyl from the Dollar Tree you should use a mat that is too sticky. Use a mat that is well used, well loved. That way this won't happen and you won't have to struggle to get the paper off your mat. But I'm going to get this paper off this mat because this was a brand new mat. It was a brand new mat, so you know, Cricut mats can be really sticky. And the fact that this is really thin was not a good combination. But I'm going to get this off this mat. I am going to cut what I want to add to my mug, and let's see how that looks. But I'm not mad at it. I think it does a really good job, you know, for what it's worth. It's $1, guys. It's $1. And for something that you're not going to be handling too much, it seems to be okay. And even though it says it's a permanent vinyl, I think it will work well as a removable vinyl as well. Because, well, let's give it some time. We'll find out afterwards. But you see, I can lift it up relatively easy. But I think it's worth $1. It's definitely worth $1, and it looks good. It's got a very, very nice shine to it. So, well, that's that project. So I'm going to clean the mat, cut the vinyl for the mug, and I will be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. I've cleaned the mat. This thing is amazing for scraping all that off the mat. It's dingy from all the stickiness, but it did the job. Because yeah, you saw how bad this mat was looking, how much paper was stuck to it, and all I had to do was just scrape it to get all that paper off. Okay, so I'm going to reload the mat and run it through the Cricut. I think I'm also going to try to set it for less pressure. Then maybe it won't cut straight through the vinyl. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can unload the mat. This time I cut it using iron-on, hoping that it would be a more gentle cut. Aha, that might have worked. It did cut through a small amount, but not all the way through. Okay, let's see. Did it cut? All right, I'm gonna cut this back. All right. Let's see how this worked out for us. Okay. This time I used it, cut it using iron-on. I used the setting for iron-on, hoping for a lighter cut. And I used less pressure to cut it. Okay, the W didn't cut complete. Oh yeah, it did. So that seemed to have worked a lot better. It didn't cut through the paper. It didn't cut through the backing. And I'm not really sure about my cauldron there. I can't really tell, but we'll see. It didn't stick to the mat. That's a good thing. I'm looking for... Alright, actually let's put that back so that we can weed out the middles. It's not super sticky. Alright. Trying to figure out how this is supposed to be. I don't recall, I don't remember. But I'm thinking that my little thing here didn't cut that great. Which is okay. I didn't really need it. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can reuse the transfer tape from the last image, because that is one of the good things about transfer tape. You can kind of just reuse it more than once. Here's the transfer tape that we used for the last project. Let me just see if it will pick it up. before, and then here's the mug. But I do want to clean the outside of the mug, so I'm just going to use some alcohol. Let me see, this is the way. So I want to put it on this side. Let's use our little cat. Nope, that's too high. Something to just kind of hold it still. All right. Let's see how did this work. Their transfer tape, the Dollar Tree transfer tape isn't that bad. I left the W. Oh, you can't even see. I just kind of wanted to get it down. Oh, that looks awesome. That looks awesome. I am going to stick the little cauldron down and see if I like it or not. Because I kind of feel like I'll be able to pull it up if I don't like it. There we go. It looks great. It looks great, and we was able to reuse the same transfer tape. So the light is making it hard to see. Let's see if we can find a spot to put it. Okay, so here go our 2 Dollar Tree vinyl projects, and I think it looks so good. It really does. It looks so good, guys. And for $1, this vinyl works pretty well. Their transfer tape definitely works really good. My recommendation would be to cut it on iron-on, because the backing paper is pretty thin for this paper. The backing paper is pretty thin on this vinyl. So to prevent it from cutting all the way through the backing, I cut it on iron-on with less pressure, and it worked pretty well. So yeah, so that's it, guys. That's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these projects. Come back to see what else I have going on, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Okay, bye.